Hello everyone, today is October 7. Amazing things happening on chain because everyone is bridging to Binance. BSC, that's the name of the chain. BNB is the name of the coin, don't confuse the two. And CZ been bull posting. First he bull posted Aster, the new DEX on Binance. And then they put all their liquidity, all the flow, not the liquidity, but the flow that was going through Binance, they put it into the Aster, and that showed 10 times more flows, that volume that's happening compared to Hyperliquid. And the product is very, it's not a finished, it's lacks some of the features that Hyperliquid has. However, because they already launched the token went 10x, 100x, and a lot of people made money. But when we found out about it on Twitter, that was already a little bit too late. So unless you were early in some of the paid groups, you probably didn't make any money because now people are exiting and closing their positions. So the October, I would say, marks the Binance season because first of all, the BNB price of token reached all-time high, and right now it surpasses Ripple. And let's look at some of the technicals before we go deeper into the Binance and what's happening and why they are stealing the show from Solana and from Solana Memecoins specifically. So first, let's do a little bit of technical analysis just to see where we are. Start with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin. Bitcoin went through all-time high and made a sweep of the little short squeeze above the previous all-time high, and it finished at 126,200. That was the all-time high. However, it wasn't a breakout as it took a little bit of the liquidity of the shorts that were in this area and didn't proceed any higher. And I think it has to do with the fact that not that many people were shorting actually at this area. Because if there were more shorts here, then it would penetrate it, grab that liquidity, and then continue going higher, liquidating those shorts. So people were actually more optimistic that Bitcoin going to go higher, and that's why they were not putting those short trades. And that's my explanation why it didn't go higher this time. And we break into 126, and right now we are correcting a little bit. It wasn't a full breakout, so you cannot say that we had a breakout, and right now we are looking to bounce from the previous resistance because we're still at the same level as before. We didn't break it, and we're just continuing ranging right now. And the situation might change tomorrow. Let's see how what candles, what closing we have today, and it's still small chance that we will hold this level. However, this still looks more like a bounce from the resistance lane that was established before. So right now our range is 108 and 123, and Bitcoin touched it once, twice, and third time. The volume is not particularly big in this area, but we can see a little uptick as it went a little bit higher in this area. So someone is pushing Bitcoin higher, definitely. However, you still need to find buyers at this price level if we want Bitcoin to go higher to 150 and 180. Those are it's a consensus that the price is supposed to go there. And we're in October, and that is the beginning of Q4. That's when everyone is waiting for it's the final hope for the alt season, because it didn't happen in 2024, it didn't happen in 2025, and right now it's the last quarter of 2025. Fed already started cutting the rate. We have one more cut happening in December. The chances of it are 90%, and right now we're in between two rate cuts. One happened in September and one happens in December. So everyone should be optimistic. And Trump policies, Trump tariffs, they already stabilized the world economy. There is no surprises from Trump administration. Everyone knows that some of the rulings that he pushes, they then later end up blocked by the Supreme Court, and it's not that bad. And market is stopped reacting like a crazy, swinging up and down. And I think that's a good thing for the prices, so that we are not correcting as much as we did in the beginning of 2025. Like this drop was, this is beginning, inauguration happened in January, and Trump presidency usually means good for the stocks, for equities, for alternative risk-on assets, because he tends to print a lot of dollars, just like Biden did. However, if you look at 2016, that's the first term for Trump, he printed more money than Biden actually did. And when Trump got inaugurated, the first half of 2025, we saw this dump, for 30% dump for Bitcoin alone. And these type of dumps, it's something akin to altcoin. So we are out of this area, and we actually higher than previous highs. This would be the previous resistance, and we already broke out here and confirmed the breakout with bounce from the previous resistance line, and now it's a support, and now we're in the new range. And you can see that the new range is much thinner than the previous ranges. So previous range was this big, and the range before that was even bigger. And that's what tells you that we are already in the final stages of Bitcoin run, and everyone is, and as depressing that might sound, it's actually not that bad, because everyone is waiting for the alt season, and the alt season would be more shown when the Bitcoin dominance, this chart is Bitcoin versus Ethereum, and you can see how we are still at the bottom of the chart. So when the chart goes higher, Bitcoin to Ethereum, when the chart goes higher, your altcoin starts to be priced higher, because this is the price of the Ethereum for one Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin increases, Ethereum goes down, and that's the behavior of this chart. And basically right now we are just touched in April this year, 2025, we touched the bottom of it, and that is the bottom. That's when the altcoins are the cheapest. And right now you can see that we have this trend line, and we bounced from it, and it acts as a resistance. We didn't break out from it, but we bounced from it. And it's possible that we will range a little bit in this area before we continue going higher, just like we did in this area when we didn't go up immediately. So if we proceed with this scenario, then you should expect the proper alt season somewhere closer in 2026 and not 2025, because we only have 3 months left in 2025. For alt season to happen this quarter, we need to see a candle like this. And of course it's possible, just like it's happened right here. This one candle is 1 week, and this was 2021, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1 month. The April and May 2021, that's when we reached the high of the 2021 bull market. And that's possible that we will print the same, let's say November or October, as they say, if we can reach the high points, and that would be your alt season. So that's Bitcoin. What's happening with Ethereum? Ethereum is nowhere near the, let's pull some cleaner chart without my drawings. Ethereum is not at all-time high. However, it wants to break all-time high, but it's just knocking and knocking at this level and not able to break. This is the level, 4,600, and right now we're at 4,500. We can see that this level got rejected. We dumped, and now we got back into the resistance line. And again, with all the positive news, with the price cuts, with the rate cut, it's very possible that we have an attempt to break through this resistance. However, it's not happening, and usually if the breakout is not happening immediately, the chances of it drop with every day. Solana, even though Solana went up a lot in the second half, in the third quarter, it went from 120 to 220. That's 85% increase. We still didn't see that additional liquidity, that those profits flown back into the meme coins. We didn't have a proper meme coin season in the last summer, and pretty much most of the coins, they still had the same pattern. When they pump, then they dump, then with small increase, small pumps, and then this is the chart for most of the meme coins. And even though Solana went up 85%, it didn't get reflected into most of the meme coins. Some of the narrative, Alan pumping coins, funneling into the organic communities, as he called, that was more the reasons for some of the meme coin spikes, but not the Solana price increase. So that's the quick technical analysis of what's happening with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. And let's go into the latest news. What's happening today, or this week rather, is we have the Binance season, because if we open Dexscreener, we can see that all of the top tokens, look at that. All of the top tokens, number 15 is the first pump fund token. All the previous 14 tokens, and even after the 15th position, we have another 6 coins that are also from Binance. And all of these tokens, most of them, they are launched on 4.pump. That's the 4.meme. That's the official, that's the pump fund launchpad for Binance. This is the launchpad, and when the token graduates, it goes into PancakeSwap. That's the automated market maker for Binance. And then the token will continue trading there. So basically, just like pump fund, tokens would graduate into Radium, AMMs, pools, and the trading fees that were generated on pump fund then would be the initial liquidity that will be frozen on the Radium pools. Same mechanics works in Binance. And you know that in pump fund already created their own automated market making pools, so that they can hold those fees and collect those fees and then do whatever they want with those fees, so that that's extra money are not flowing back into some other third party, but stays into the meme coin environment, and then they will do something else with them. And now they did the creator capital markets, where they were rewarding these fees into the coin creators. And 4.meme doesn't have any of that mechanics. They don't have the creator rewards. They don't have their own automated market maker. They don't have real communities. And if you look at all of these coins, and we're gonna look at the top ones that generated the most volume and the highest market cap, you will see that they just don't have the meme behind them. But look at this volume. The volume, some of the market caps are just staggering. 226 million for a token that's only 6 days old. And that's the 4, just a number 4, because that's what CZ was showing, 4 with his fingers, and that's the meme. That's it for the launchpad, for that meme. Some other ones, this is just straight up Chinese words, and this 274 million coin, that's called Binance Life. So if you translate this, it just says Binance Life. That's it. Then the other one is BSC, 17 mil. It's just BSC. So again, there is no meme. You know how we review meme coins here, how we review cults and communities. The strong ones are survived, are the ones that have big army of people that continue creating their own memes. They continue triggering attentions somehow. That's why the creator coins markets are so popular, because if you stream, if you go online, if you go on the streets and you attract people, you interact with the public, you somehow you make the stream interesting, then people end up buying those coins and you end up generating volume on the coin, and it's a flywheel that everyone was looking for. And in my opinion, Binance is not there. They don't talk about flywheels at all. For that meme doesn't have a coin. There is no fees going back into the communities. And out of this 227 million, it's all fake money, because those are real money, but that's fake interest, because most of these coins, after they graduate and they pump swap and they end up at the pancake swap AMM pools, they're also become available on Aster, the new Binance DEX. And just like the DEX volume, the Aster DEX volume was artificially created because the Binance flow is going through the Aster right now. Same for these tokens, they are automatically traded on Aster. And my opinion is that the Binance cabal, because behind every project there is some kind of cabal. So in this case, there is no organic communities, and it's the Binance cabal pumping these coins because they want to promote. It's the best promotion in crypto. Price is the number one feature, and they're just promoting these coins by pumping them, which is fine. You just need to recognize the risks behind it. Look at this. 200 mil market cap, right? For, let's say this one, 230 mil market cap and 84 mil volume. And in Memecoins, the ones that are pumping, the ones that are active, you want volume to be 3 times the market cap, 3 or 6 or 7 times the market cap. And if the volume falls behind the market cap, that tells you that there is big whales who are sitting on big positions and they're not doing anything because they pump their money. It's their part of their marketing, and this is it. And they are not looking to do anything else. And you would think they just buried those money and the money are gone. No, they are making in the back. They're making so much money for that meme, the trading fees, the pancake swap making so much money on trading fees that it's well worth to continue doing that. And we had the same narrative played out with Bonk when we had a new competitor to pump fun. Bonk came out and they weren't offering anything else, but they were anything different to pump fun, with a one little caveat. They started to share some of their trading fees with the community. So if you launch a coin, then they would buy that. If you launch a coin on Bonk and you generate trading fees, those trading fees would buy back the Bonk coin. So you would start benefiting somehow from, in this way, you would benefit from the launching coins or trading coins on Bonk. And Pump Fund didn't have any of that. Now, of course, they launched a token and now they have the rewards because of this competition that Bonk introduced. And Bonk is no longer a top platform by volume. And For that meme does the same playbook where they launch their competitor. It's not as good as Pump Fun. Maybe they will adjust and they will change, but they always be number two, they'll always be behind. And right now you can play with this volume, maybe today and tomorrow. Who knows how long they will continue pumping this, but in my opinion, it's getting really risky because at 220 mil, I don't see much room for it to even 2x. Just imagine, to 2x, it needs to be market cap 500 mil. And we haven't had 500 mil market caps for meme coins for a year now. Last November, that's when the AI meme coins were pumping, when we had GOAT, when we had other AI coins, AI 16Z pumping to 1 mil. And I don't know who's gonna buy this coin at these levels. Another thing that I noticed is that number of makers. So makers are people who bought the coin and then sold the coin. So at least once they participated in the coin, and these numbers are so low compared to, like, if you would look at the Solana coin, 33,000, the market cap for the coin that had 33,000 makers would be maybe 2 mil or 5 mil, no more. But here it's 10 times more. So there is definitely big crime happening, and join the crime, join the scam, be part of the scam. Just make sure to get out before the music stops playing, because this musical chairs is much faster than even Solana. This is just like Bonk narrative played for 4 weeks. Binance might play for a week or 2 weeks. With these volumes, with these market caps, eventually they will start yanking the money out of those memes, and you just need to make sure that you get out before they start getting out. So this, for example, is for the number one meme. CZ posted it, which is probably the catalyst. You cannot get even more popular. Like Elon Musk not gonna post the 4. Trump is not gonna post 4. How this meme gonna live, I'm not sure. Well, I can tell you that it's not gonna live, because there is no community, there is no meme behind it. Just the number 4, just the showing 4 with your fingers, it's not enough to create a community, to continue generating attention. And some of the analysis that I posted previously is that there is $10,000 per holder, and no one is buying. Do you know anyone who's putting 10K into a meme coin? No. Most of the people put $200 maximum. All of the meme coin traders, even the one like Orangey, big ones, they put 200K into a meme coin. And if we see that there are $10,000 per holder, that's how you know that there are a couple holders who has millions in the coin, and then the rest have $200. And if you look at the distribution, then you can see that there is one wallet has straight up 11% of the coin. So 11% at this market cap, that's $22 million. So someone holds $22 million worth of coin 4. And he's probably responsible for pumping the coin at the first place to this level. And then there are a couple bundles, but the bundles are pretty small. It's only 1%, 90%, less than 1%. It's just the concerning one is this wallet with 11% and the other ones with 4 and 2%. These are literally millions of dollars. 4% of 220, it's, what is it? It's like $8 million. Probably close to 10. So 10 mil. If these people start dumping, if 10 mil goes into the market, you will see huge red candles in here. For now, they're holding. And let me see if I posted. No, I didn't post it for this one, but yeah, that's the meme 4. Another one is this Binance Live, 290 market cap, which is even higher than 4. This is just ridiculous. And you can see how volume already lower for this new push from 170 to 290. And I think it speaks a lot to the Chinese ego, the fact that the meme coin itself just a Chinese word in Mandarin. So it's like an additional incentive for Chinese gamblers on chain to pump even more money into it. But this is whales territory. When they pumped the coin, probably this pump from 80 to 160 with this huge green candle, this was whale territory. And right now it's Americans, because right now it's night at China. Americans are waking up, Chinese are still sleeping. And when I say Chinese, I mean the whole Asian market. It's not only Chinese, it's the Singaporeans, it's the Vietnamese, it's the Taiwanese, Chinese, Koreans, everyone who is in that time zone basically. They see they see that the narrative is BNB and BSC chain, and they're pumping. And these were the whales. This is the retail with a much lower volume coming in and pushing the price higher. This is the retail coming in. And who's gonna buy here? Who's gonna come in at higher prices? I don't know who. And I would never buy a coin at this level. These are some great green candles that are so dangerous to buy, because who knows when they will start getting money out of this scheme. So for this one, 6K for one holder, a little bit less than for meme. And one thing is like 21,000 wallets hold this coin right now, right? 22,000. So that's the retail coming in. 22,000 holds the coin, which is so much bigger than usual Solana meme coin, which is usually it's 2,000 holders for Solana meme coin. And here it's 22, and which tells you that we have a new market, new participants in the meme coins, which is this whole Asian market. And we can have more of the Asian specific memes, because Solana, let's be honest, Solana and Pump Fund was mostly American memes and not so much international memes. And even though we always would say, oh yeah, there was a Chinese money pumping Solana coin, but it was not 100% proved. But in Binance, you know for sure that these are some real actual Chinese money or Asian money, Asian whales pumping the coins. The other one is Palu. That's the official Binance mascot. You can see that it was launched on 4 right here. And again, from 12 mil, from 3 mil, it pumped to 100 mil. Basically like what? This is 35x. If you were early into this, then congratulations. 16,000 holders again. So 4.7K per wallet. However, you can see that the token distribution, again, 33% is in one wallet. That is just, so just calculate 34% from 100 mil, that's $34 million. It's higher than the whale in the 4 coin. And someone's continue pumping this coin. And when you look at other memes that are at 300, this one 230, and this one is at 92, then you think, okay, it might go to 150 easy, because you're just comparing one to the other. And we had the same scenario with the bonk coins, when some of the bonk coins like useless were, wait, is useless bonk coin? I think it was, yeah. So useless was the bonk coin and kind of like the main coin of bonk ecosystem. And look at that, it pumped to 400. So it's safe to assume that some of these Binance coins will also touch 350, 400, somewhere near those areas. But if you start Googling these coins, like look at this. So 300 mil, if we go to Twitter and try to see, is there a community behind this coin? What's the meme about? Is there anyone who will be pumping this coin later after CZ stop pumping the coin? Let's try to find the community. I don't see the community. Because there is no community. Our research, lots of Mandarin. Is there official Twitter account? I don't think there is even an official Twitter account. Where is the Twitter account of this guy? Everything in life is made and done by people, and people are the most important part of the success of everything. And if you don't have the community, if you don't have the people who will be raiding, making memes, making profile pictures, making profile picture generator, making a website, spamming under big accounts, trying to make big names to repost some memes, if you don't have this like 10 people pushing the narrative, pushing the coin, then it's not gonna live for a long time. This coin, Binance Live, doesn't even have the community, doesn't have the... So there are some people who made some money on it, but those are mercenaries. They made some money and they bounced, that's it. Is Palu has a community. Who is doing the CTO for Palu? Yeah, very, very hard to navigate Binance Memecoins because it's all fake money pumping. Not fake money, it's real money. It's real money. I keep saying fake money, but it's not real communities. There is no meme. Yeah, how long I need to scroll to find the community? It just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. PUP or PUP. Do you have a community? No, I don't see the community as well. No community, not even official Twitter. Okay, I found it. Found it. 1,000 members. So look at this. 1,000 members for a coin. In Solana, if a community has 1,000 members, I would say the market cap would be roughly 1.8 to 2 mil. And how much, what's the, look at this, almost 20. It touched 28 mil at the top. A token that has just 1,000 members in the community. It's basically, if you write BNB upside down, it would be PUP. That's the meme. You find it funny? This is sleazy edit. Okay, so at least they have a community, so at least they know how these things, and look at this, most of the messages are in English because these people know how to run a community and what needs to be done. And of course, Solana people now will be bridging to the Binance and they will be coming to the 4.meme, and because it generated so much buzz and so much liquidity is coming to and bridging to Binance. Of course, some of the Solana people are gonna bridge as well, and they're gonna bring all their expertise into the Binance. But yeah, 17 mil for a coin with only 1,000 people in the X community. That just shows you, like, it just shows you how much crime is here. There is more crime than in Solana. Like, someone is sitting like on 33%. If he sells immediately in one candle, because again, he's not experienced, he thinks that, okay, 33 mil out of, sorry, I was looking at Palu. Does it have, oh, PUP has no big coin, no big holders, but the distribution is so even that makes me think it's one big bundle. It's just not connected for some reason. So yeah, that's what's happening with and then another one, Yepi, which is yellow Pepe, just showing 4. Also 15 mil with 8,000 holders, already 15 mil market cap. However, with 15 mil market cap, volume is only 20 mil. Usually the volume is 3 times higher than the market cap for a coin that's pumping, for the coin that's very, very attention driven. All right, so these are the coins. This is the situation, what's happening with Binance, with the meme coins that are launching on Binance. And it's cool because in July we have Bonk, then we had August, that's when creators capital markets narrative appeared in August and September. And now in October we have the Binance. So the whole year is just filled with this meme coin narratives that are attracting more and more people. More and more people understand what's happening, why these coins are important, how to gamble these meme coins, and we are doing just that. We built the product Apin, which is the iOS app and a web app where you can discover meme coins. For us, it's Solana coins only right now from Pump Fun and from Bonk, but we're working on integrating other chains, including Binance. So let's go into our DGen and see what's happening right now, because with all that narrative drawing and attention drawing into the Binance, the coins that are still on Pump Fund, that are still pumping, that are still increasing their number of holders, and coins that are still active, those are the ones that are most resilient, because everyone wants to sell their meme coins and throw the money into Aster and gamble on Aster. And if they didn't made any money on Aster, now they want to go and bridge their money into BNB and gamble on BNB and Binance. However, if there are still communities and cults where they are still pumping their cults, those are the ones that will survive in the long term and will pump whenever the liquidity event will come back into the Solana. And we already had that. Again, I said it earlier today, we already had that thing played out with Bonk when people thought, okay, Pump Fun is dead. However, Alan comes out and they introduce the content creators market. They push the whole streamer narrative, and that's it. Bonk is gone. The volume is gone from Bonk, and people just got back to the Pump Fun because they have the first runner narrative, a first runner advantage.